Tapu, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Haroon Nefer. This is Kasak Maka Peru with another video for you. And in this video, we're going to talk about candle magic using RAS, Reticular Activation System. But before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications on when I go live and when I upload recorded videos. Also, I do have free ebooks that expand on my spiritual teachings. You can just scroll down through the links below and select the ebook of your liking, download it, start reading it. And if you want to take your spiritual journey to the next level, you can become a supporter of ours on Patreon. You can do so for as little as $1, $5, $20 per month. There is no obligation. You can cancel at any time, and you'll get exclusive access to all kinds of instructional videos on how to create amulets, how to do Qigong, self-hypnosis, how to communicate with these spirits, how to astral project, a lot of great stuff. So consider becoming a Patreon supporter now. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can free the planet and get this information out there. So let's talk about candle magic. Now, it's not an area that I'm too excited about. You know, I do work with candle magic. I do work with witches or individuals who are Wiccas, in the Wiccas, or Wiccan, who are heavily into candle magic. But I think it has some real benefits, and particularly this technique that I'm going to show you, I think it is just awesome. I can't say that I created it. I took it, I ran with it, I made some alterations to the technique, and I think the way it is now, I think it's very, very effective and very powerful, to be honest with you. And it's powerful in the way that it allows you to create your reality. That if you do it correctly, you can manifest whatever you want in your life. And I really mean that. I've seen just so much benefit come from using this technique, just from the students that I coach. And myself, I use it because it has a lot of additional benefits that go beyond just creating your reality. It helps to improve memory, concentration, focus. Specifically, it works on that Haru aspect, the will. So, and this is good if you have children, if you have kids, or even if you're a student in a university. It really helps you to focus and become better at studying, better at retaining information. So there's a whole lot of benefits, and we'll get into that. But specifically, let's deal with magic here, because that's the most important thing. So when I started out in my magical journey, one of the things I really dabbled into was hypnosis and NLP, and they kind of both are related, you know. I studied with a very young guy out in San Diego who was at the time a multimillionaire, and he had his own company, motivational company, and he would tour practically the world teaching about NLP, about motivation, self-improvement. So I got an opportunity to study directly with him, and he knew I was a filmmaker, and he was interested in me making a film about him and what he does. And we started to just kind of exchange notes. I was more into hypnosis at that point. He wasn't really into hypnosis at all. So when he started teaching me his techniques, which I loved, you know, he was very good at that. I started teaching him about hypnosis and this and that. So we kind of did this exchange of knowledge and information. So consequently, I started getting into the occult and magic. And what I saw at that point was there was no need for me to leverage his teachings, to use his teachings, because magic could replace that easily and be more potent. It can be powerful. Whereas he would teach certain techniques to rid yourself of anxiety, to become a better entrepreneur. I found that if I did a ritual, I could be at the right place at the right time and meet the right people who would invest in my business or movie. So I kind of like slowly but surely migrated from his teachings more into the magic. And I've always talked about this, and I said this a lot. When you get your first taste of magic, when you do your first ritual, your first spell, your first meditation, whatever you want to call it, and you see the fruits of your labor, you're going to want more. You're going to have a thirst for blood. You're going to be like, this is awesome. I want more. And then you're going to want more power. You're going to say, well, I manifested $500. Can I manifest 1,000? And then from there, you're going to say, well, I'm going to not care about how much money I can manifest. I want to now look at how powerful a magician I can become. And you get greedy. But it's the greed that Gordon Gekko talks about in his film Wall Street. Greed is good. It's that kind of good greed where you are looking to become as powerful as possible. And if you're applying these principles of the Kemetic spiritual way of life and the Kemetic mystery school, baked into this is the requirement of Ma'at, living truth. So while you're ascending to the position of power to become a powerful witch like Sekert or Ptah, you are at the same time becoming a better person, a divine being, a god or goddess. And isn't that wonderful? But anyway, I digress. So I slowly disembarked from his teachings. I saw no need for them anymore because I saw that magic could do far more for me than what his different techniques were about. And in those days, this is years ago, we called them technology. We would look at different, like NLP techniques to do this, to do that, to woo an audience, to woo an investor. And those technologies, those things worked. They were wonderful, but they were limited. So when I did the complete ritual, I saw 1,000% more results. And I got hooked and I got thirsty and I wanted more. So I say that to present to you this technique that, magic is something, what? There are no set rules, but then there are rules. You understand what I'm saying? There's a bit of wiggle room. There is a bit of room for you to be creative. And because I was I was an artist when I was young, and my poor mother had to put up with me doing the craziest things because everything was an avenue for me to express creativity, and she just had to put up with me destroying everything in the house, but creating works of art, So magic allows you to have that creative freedom to experiment with it and to take something and run with it. And the great thing is, the more creative you are, the more benefits you'll see from it, And let me just say this, because I know some people, they're worried about if they're just focused on money, is that spiritually okay? Yeah, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with saying you want to be rich. There's nothing wrong with just focusing on monetary gain in your magic. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you should, because God doesn't want you to be poor. God doesn't want you to live a life of poverty. You see, God plays a trick on each and every one of us. He dangles a carrot. The carrot is the magic, right? Or excuse me. The carrot is not the magic. The carrot is the money if you want money. But in order to get that money, you have to perfect your magic. And in order to perfect your magic, you have to become a spiritual being. So you have this little trick built into it that, yes, you can have anything you want, but it calls for you to live truth. And that's wonderful. All right. So let's talk about this magic technique. I don't want to spend too much time on this. It's a very powerful technique. As I said, it helps to manifest the reality that you want, but it also has these other benefits to them. Now, those who are schooled in candle magic know that you can put all kinds of sigils and signs and engrave them on the candle. We don't want to worry about that for now, but what we want to talk about is the idea of the reticular activation system. So RAS, what is that? Well, it's without getting into a scientific definition and going too much into that, because I can really expand on that, which is beyond the limitation of the time that we have right now. Your reticular activation system is responsible for you and was used primarily in our survival to pick up on things that are important, that are necessary for you. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Say you get out of bed and you're late for work and you're running down the street to catch the bus and you trip and you fall and you spill out your papers, maybe your presentation, and you gather them up and you say, oh my God, this is not starting out, this day is not starting out good. It's going to be a bad day for me. Well, so what you have done is you have entered the realm of Sebek or Anubis. So Sebek is a deity that governs the belief system. So you have started out and you've given yourself an idea, belief system. Therefore, when you spend the rest of your day at work, whether it's speaking to coworkers, writing up a presentation, sending emails, your RAS is going to look for signs that it's not going to be a positive day. So it's actively going to pick up on negative things to reinforce the seed that you implanted that today is not going to be a good day. That's how RAS is. It starts to pick up on things. There was a guy when I used to, him and I used to go hang out at pubs, and he always tended to talk to a girl when a boyfriend was like right next to her or in close proximity. And he said, why do I keep doing that? What's going on? I said, it's your RAS. Your RAS is not working correctly, because he should be able to pick up through his peripheral vision that there is a guy standing next to the girl, 1 and 1 equals 2, that could possibly be her boyfriend. But he had bad RAS. Now, one thing you need to understand, when we start dealing with Anubis or Sebek, the realm of belief, you must understand that what creates your 4D experience, your fourth dimensional reality, is your beliefs. An idea empowered with an emotion forms a belief system. And a belief does not have to be true. And most of the beliefs that we harbor are not true. And it is said that Sebek is the opener of the way. So if your beliefs are in line with truth, Ma'at, Sebek will open the way to your success. Now, we take in beliefs all the time. And those beliefs, because we are reality generating machines, create the reality that we experience. You see, you're filtering out things that don't align with your current belief system. This is what the RS is doing, basically. It is looking for signs and symbols and things that align with the current belief system and is allowing those things to come in to reinforce your current belief system. Therefore, it then keeps in place the current reality that you experience, and it doesn't allow you to shift to a parallel reality where things are different, where things are fortuitous for you. We say, why do we have a string of bad luck? Why things don't go our way? Why are we stuck in this cycle? It is because your RAS is continually picking up on those things that align with their current belief system. It is not allowing new things to come in. If you were to take in a seed, a new belief system, remember, a belief system is an idea empowered with an emotion, that you are lucky, that everything tends to go your way, then your RAS would start to look for signs of those things or instances of those things that affirm that belief system, that you are lucky, everything seems to go your way. And what you'll find is you'll be walking down the street, look down on the sidewalk, and you'll see a $50 bill. You'll pick it up and you go, wow, man, I'm lucky. And then you walk into your job, and your boss says, I want to see you in my office. You go into your boss's office. He says, you've been doing a bang up job. I'm giving you a 20% merit increase. You must understand that this is the world we live in, which is magic. You have a say in how things unfold. And I'm going to take a page from Vadim Zeland's book, Transurfing. And what he says here really sums it up. All right, let me see if I can get to the right page. Reality is not fixed, but fluid or mutable and open to influence. We don't understand that because our RAS is stuck on stupid. It is stuck looking for signs to validate our current belief system. This is why when I work with people in my program, Reality Manifestation, we first have to tackle the belief system. One of the first things that the students learns is new core beliefs, because you cannot manifest a new reality if you're going to hold on to the old beliefs, because all your RS is going to do is look for signs to validate those old belief systems. And it's going to make those old belief systems stronger by showing you signs in the world that you're not lucky, that you are oppressed because of your skin color, that you're oppressed because of your gender. That's what it does. But how do we get around that? Well, you first have to start with purging of the old belief system and adapting a new belief system. And Vadim Zeland tells us this: actively see and expect a different reality, and it will show up, which is true. But what we forget here is that we have to start with the new belief. And a new belief is something as, I am lucky, I am attractive, women want me, men want me, I get dates easily, I excel in class, I excel at work. When you take that belief system in through trance, because it has to be through trance, it can't be just you reading it over, because trance is the only way to hardwire the belief system within you. When you take that new belief system in, then your RAS system goes to work looking for validation. And then when the validation comes, it's reinforced. And you filter out those things that don't align with your new belief system. And then you start to magically shift from this vibrational frequency or this parallel reality to a new parallel reality where you're lucky, you attract wealth, you attract fame, you attract women, you attract men. You're the shiznick. All right? You're all that in a bag of chips. But the thing that gets us into trouble, and even Vadim Zeland, I believe has a PhD in quantum mechanics, misses the point here. Actively see and expect a different reality and it will show up. You must purge the old belief system and adapt a new belief system before this can work. This is why people who follow Vadim Zeland, people who follow The Secret, the Law of Attraction, have inconsistent results because they don't understand that the only way to get real results is you have to change the belief system. All right. So with that in mind, and this is why I teach the technique called going dark. This means going dark is that you are filtering out negative beliefs, negative ideas, so that you only allow those ideas that align with the new belief systems to come in. Again, this is going back to the RAS. And the RAS, the reticular activation system, is an automatic subconscious process. It's something you don't do. You don't consciously think about doing. You automatically do it. Okay? So in the case in point with my friend, when I would take him into a pub and he would scan the room and he would approach a girl and lo and behold, next to her would be her boyfriend, his RAS was not picking up on the fact that there was a guy standing there. And the reason the reason being is because his belief system wasn't fine-tuned. It wasn't in alignment. All right. So with that in mind, I've laid the foundation. I've given you a good understanding of how to use your RAS. Let's now do the candle magic technique. Now, this is a very simple technique, yet powerful technique. First and foremost, you must set an objective of what you're trying to do, whether it's to attract money, attract that job you're looking for or that career, or attract the ideal mate, a person you're looking and you have a particular interest in. Once you set that objective, that now becomes part of your subconscious mind. Okay. And now we must look for the deity, the entity, the spirit that governs you achieving that objective. Because everything in our universe, in our reality, is governed by a deity. Or we can say an intelligence, or we can say a spirit. And in order to understand that, which deity governs that, you would go to an oracle and get an oracle reading. An oracle will reveal to you the deity, its day of the week, its mantra, its color, and so many other things. And again, if you take my reality manifestation program, we take you through that. Once you understand the deity and the mantra that governs your success in achieving the objective, you then would get a candle that aligns with the color of the deity. In this case, let's say it's blue, Ma'at. All right. And again, I'm colorblind, so all of you don't know. I hope this is blue. And let's say we I'm not going to go through meditation techniques because you should already know that. If not, watch my other videos where I break down proper meditation techniques. You'll sit in your meditation posture in a room where you won't be disturbed. The lights are dimly lit. You have before you a table, and the only thing that should be on the table should be the candle that corresponds to the color of what you're going for. And you would light the candle and sit the candle before you. And what you would do at this point is you would stare at the candle flame, stare at the candle flame, and you're going to see yourself in a now present moment as having the objective. If it's you're going, like I said, for a particular person that you're interested in, you see yourself on a date with that person or in a relationship with that person. Or if you're looking to get the ideal job, you see yourself working at that job, sitting at the desk, doing a wonderful job and being very happy. And you replay the scenario over in your mind over and over again while you're staring at the flame. Now, what's going to happen if you stare at that flame for a particular length of time, your eyes are starting to get glossy. You're going to get a little tired. You're going to start to drift off. But you need to focus on the visualization. That's important. Feel the emotion and embed the emotion into the visualization. All right. So that's the technique there. And as I said, if you're schooled in candle magic, then some individuals know they can carve into the candle sigils or symbols that relate to the objective. But we're not going to get into that. It's not necessary for this. All right. This technique should be done for a period of 10, 15 minutes, however long you can do it. All right. Now I can get into what direction the candle should be facing, east, west, north, south, but we don't want to get all technical on that. Let's just break this down to just the core functions. All right. Now, actually, let me get this reach over here. Okay. One of the things you're going to want to do that makes this technique so powerful is to get a tarot deck. If you don't have one, you should get one. All right. Because the tarot, especially the Rider-Waite tarot deck, contains iconography that's very important that communicates to the subconscious mind. All right. Let us say I want to go for a job as a computer programmer. That's been my goal. I want that. I'm passionate about programming. Okay. So what I would do in this case is do a little tarot magic. I would go in there and I would pick a card out that corresponds to computer programming. And what corresponds to that? We'll say the magician. Okay. And because I want to get this job, that entails a unification, a coming together of two different elements, me and the job. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick the Two of Cups here. Okay. Two of Cups. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little stand, a picture frame stand. And where we have this candle centered, we're going to put on the left this card, which is the Two of Cups, sit right to the left. And then we're going to take the other one, which is the Magician, and we're going to place that to the right. Okay. Now, candle is in the center, and the cards are on the left and the right. And you notice that they're aligned to your peripheral vision. But you're only focusing on, oh, this candle went out. Hold on one second. I want to burn myself. You're only focusing on the center, which is the candle itself, the candle flame. You're focusing on the candle flame. You're not looking at the left, to the card on the left, and you're not looking at the card on the right. You're looking at the candle flame, and you are going over your visualization. Now, what's going on there? You can do this for a period of 15 minutes or 10 minutes, whichever is comfortable for you. What's going on there? The flame basically hones your focus, like Haru, the hawk, the falcon, become myopic in your viewpoint, very narrow-minded, looking at the flame. Your concentration is focused. Your will is focused on the objective. Nothing is coming into your sphere of awareness but your visualization. Now, as you're staring at the center, at the candle flame, you will notice that these two cards are on the peripheral. And your reticular activation system is picking up on them. It's even though consciously you may not see them or notice them, your RAS is picking them up. And because these cards are laced with iconography, occult symbolism, it is programming the subconscious mind. And although you're focused on the flame in your visualization, the cards are doing their work. There are signals that the card is communicating to your subconscious mind that you want to get this job, and you will manifest a reality where you'll have this job. And that is the technique. And it's a very brilliant technique. Now, there are people who do tarot magic where they'll just sit the card down, one card down, and they'll focus and they'll look at the card. But you may have belief systems that may filter out the card. And because you're consciously focusing on the card, your conscious mind may put up a block to the symbols and the iconography, activating those psychic centers. But however, when your vision is focused on the candle flame and these two cards on the peripheral, and your RAS is picking up on them, there's no interference. There's nothing to block those symbols, that activation from getting into your subconscious mind. So consequently, what happens? You manifest that reality where you get the job, that reality where you're successful. And that is the technique. Simple but powerful. And this goes for other things. If you want to ace a test, you want to, for example, get an investor, there's a card for that in the tarot. If I want to get an investor, someone who will support my startup company, I would use this card. If I'm looking to get in a relationship, I would use the Lovers. All right. If I want a good assessment on a test or evaluation, I'll use Judgment. Okay. So I'm in real estate and I want my real estate deal to go well, I will use this card. So you get the picture, you get the point. So this is a very powerful magical technique using your RAS. Have some fun with it, try it, and see the results for yourself. Remember, you can't manifest a new reality when you're holding on to the old belief systems. There's going to be a contradiction. There's going to be a conflict. You have to bypass the conscious wake mind to get to the subconscious mind. You see, the conscious mind's job is to filter those things out that do not align with your current belief system. But if you're practicing this technique, which has the cards on the peripheral, and your RAS picks up on them, that is going around the conscious mind to allow it to be impregnated into the spirit and manifest as a reality for you. Okay, so again, that's it. Fairly simple technique. If you want to explore this more and take your knowledge to the next level, sign up to my program, the Reality Manifestation Program. The link is below. And also, if you get an opportunity, feel free to donate to the channel. That would be appreciated. So I want to thank you. This is Kasak Ma Keparu, son of Ma and Tuti. My aunt is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until my next video, I'm in Ra.